I hope everybody's doing great today. Welcome to the Deal-Driven Call. This is a weekly call that I've been doing last couple of weeks. It's been ongoing for a while with Julie. And I'm here with my trusty sidekick, Miss Chloe Long. Say hi to the people, Chloe.
Hi, everyone.
So I hope everybody's doing well today. Last week, we went over a couple of things as far as the DealDriven app was concerned about what it does and what it doesn't do and the questions you guys had. We ran a couple of properties, and we're going to continue to do some of the same things this week. I did want to show you one or two features that maybe you don't know is in there that you haven't used. And some of these features are not used a lot, but they're there. And then I do have a meeting with the creator of the DealDriven app who shared something with me yesterday that's it's gonna blow your socks off, guys. I mean, I was like, what? We're gonna have some AI into the DealDriven app. It's gonna be awesome. So he's been working on it for the last few months, and we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow. We're gonna talk about it and how we can incorporate it, what's best. Some of the stuff it's gonna do. I was like, wow. So, where's everybody from? Right? So I'll know. If you want to, just throw it in the chat. What city are you from? And who is it that has the REI connector?
That's me. How you doing? AB?
Oh, here you go.
I didn't know how that even came up like that. That just came up today.
Well, okay. I'm
And it
like,
won't even let me show it work. I can't even use my camera with it. So
that's all right. I just want to make sure ain't nobody spying on us. That's all. Make sure me and Chloe on point today. All right, we got some people from New York. Temecula. I know where that's at. We got a partner out there, Maria Lemon. She's in Temecula. We got Pennsylvania, Scottsdale, Arizona. We got some people from the West. I miss the West Coast. I miss that time change. Like right now, and it's like 11 o'clock in the morning for you, right, Miss Fuller? It's 11 o'clock in the morning. I miss that. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon here. I get drained real fast. So Indian Head, Maryland. That's good. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So let me go ahead and close the chat, the side chat. For all those people who just joined this call for the first time, if you do not have the DealDriven app and you got the information, you got marketing sent to you about the DealDriven app, and you said, look, I'm gonna go ahead and jump on and see what it's about. Well, we do offer a 7-day free trial, right? You can actually use the DealDriven app for 7 days for free. And then after the 7-day free trial is $49 a month. So if you like what you hear, or like what you see after this call, or if you've even joined our Facebook group, which is DealDriven, if you've gone there, or if you go to our YouTube channel, which is DealDriven, if you like what you've seen, what you used before or seen or heard and all that good stuff, go ahead, try it out for 7 days. And for those people who have tried it, hopefully it's doing what you asked or what you wanted it to do. I always liken the DealDriven app is a property location tool. And like I said last week, there's a lot of apps out there. There's a lot of programs that do similar stuff. And it's always good to have multiple tools in your tool belt as a real estate investor. A lot of information gets out there, and just remember that not all information is the same on every platform. It's all public records, and so you have to be able to decipher some things sometimes. But with the DealDriven app, it gets you in the door. It gives you information that you would probably have to go to 3 or 4 different websites like we used to before back in the day, all in one application. So without any further ado, let's get this thing cracking. Let me move you guys over here to my other screen so you won't be in my way. And if you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to put them in the side chat or raise your Zoom hand. If you don't know how to raise your Zoom hand, just go down to the bottom of your Zoom, click on the reactions button. That's the person, the smiley face with the plus sign on the side of the head, and raise your Zoom hand just like Diana did. And we will see, and I'll see it and I can answer some of your questions. All right, I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay. What you got, Diane, before I get started?
Yeah, Barry. I have a little problem. I've been emailing Floyd also. Last month, I put a couple of lists to be skip traced, but I did a lot of them because what I did is I hired a VA. So they're asking for leads to call, right? So I wanted to get the most leads I can for the month of July. But I got stuck because I already had ordered my 1,000. So I did pay a little bit of money to get more, but then it told me that I just couldn't get any more. So I waited until, and this has been since July 20th. I need this skip trace, July 20th. Now on August 1st, I sent an email to support, and I did say that I wanted this leads to please have a skip trace for me, I need them as soon as possible. Until today, I still don't have them. I'm paying for this service for the VA. I paid a little extra money to get 5,000 leads on DealDriven, and I'm still not able to call these people.
All right. So
if you could please somehow, since you're the big guy, may call, let them know that I need this thing, needs this number, so I could give it to the VA. He can start making phone calls because he's actually following up the other ones, but people are getting pissed off, so I told him to stop.
okay, so when you open up your dashboard, right? Like I got mine open.
Right.
And if you see down here in the monthly quota usage, you mean you have leads used and then skip traces and also credits. So you actually did a skip trace. It said that you ran out of your monthly quota. If you want more leads, increase the leads, right?
Which I did, right.
Okay. Now, did you purchase credits or did you increase the limit for your skip traces?
Okay. The limit for my skip traces, which is 5,000 a month.
Okay. So you got that. So you got 5,000 and 5,000, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, I got 5,000. I have to look at that, what I have in there. I'm not sure. I paid for 5,000 leads. That's what I paid for.
Okay. So that's different from the skip traces. So if you're doing the free skip traces, right?
Right.
If you are a partner with DealDriven, which you are, if you look at your lead free skip limit and see what it says, if it says 1,000, then you're going to have to get that increased. Okay. Or purchase credits in order to do the paid or the instant skip trace. Okay. So can you look to see what you have right now? Can you look on your app and see? Yes, I want to know. That way we know how to handle this. Okay.
Sure,
Well,
thank you.
I actually just looked and I see that she did purchase the Lead Builder Pro, which is 5,000 leads, but she still only has the 1K free skips. She didn't increase that. So
Okay.
if
So that has to be increased.
But hold on one second. My list right now, they're not definitely over 1,000. I have less leads than that. I'm going to create more on Friday. I'm waiting for the pre-foreclosures to go on for the month of August. So I was told to wait till Friday. So I do not have more than 1,000 leads to be skip traced, that's for sure.
No, what she said was she looked at your account and she saw that you did increase your monthly quota. She didn't
Yes.
say that you pulled that many. You just said you increased it.
Oh, okay.
That's all. So the lead limit is there. You just
Okay.
need to increase the skip trace limit. So either get this increase, the free skip trace limit, or
Okay.
purchase some credits so you can do, send those off. That's why it's stuck right there right now. You'd probably gone close to it. And I'm gonna tell you right now, whenever you see the limit, even though it, like mine says 10,000 monthly leads that I could do a month, if I get to 9,990, it will prompt me to push more. It won't let me do anything else unless I increase it. So it don't, even though it says you have that many, it will stop you before it gets to that limit. So
Okay. As far as the skip trace and the free 1,000 that we get, we don't get 1,000 a month free skip tracing?
well, for the limit, the monthly quota usage limit for the leads, it will stop you from getting close to that limit on that. For the skip traces, the free skip traces,
Right.
it should allow you to skip however many you got up to your limit. Now, I don't use this. Obviously, I use credits. And the reason I use credits is because I get it just like that. And it's going to provide me with the email and the phone numbers. I know the free skip trace is for people, if you're on a tight budget, I get it. You can use it. It takes a little longer to get that information, and you're only going to get the phone numbers associated with the property owner. But if you can spend $10 a month or $20 a month, you can get more leads. If you do $10 a month, you can get 60 or 30 leads. If you do 20, you can get 60. So it's just, I use the credits. Okay. The only reason I ever use a free is if I get low right here and I'm pulling leads for somebody else, I'll throw it in here. So it won't jump on my credits, but 9 times out of 10, I'm using credits. Okay.
Okay.
Barry,
I'm sorry, I'm still not clear with this. Okay, so I got my 5,000 leads for the month of August. Now, skip tracing is free for 1,000.
for a partner, yes.
Okay, so since I have, let's just say I have 500 leads right now that I'm requesting to be skip traced, 500 only. Why can't I get it now? I have to wait until I have a whole 5,000 skip trace credits? That's what I'm trying to understand.
No. If you got 500 leads and you press the button to skip trace 500, then you should be able to get 500 skip traces done.
Oh, okay. So, well, I'm not getting them.
What is this showing on your leads that you skipped? Does it have a yellow box or it has
Yes.
0? Okay, so yellow means it's
since July 20th, it's been an orange.
okay. So Chloe, can you ask Ben to look at her account, because I know the free sometimes gets blocked up like that. So can you please just take a look and have Ben take a look at her account for her?
I sure will.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. All right, we good for right now?
Yes, we're good.
Okay. All right, no problem. All right, so guys, when you have the DealDriven app, of course, you heard all the things about the skip tracing, but I wanted to show you something that most people don't use on the DealDriven app. So if you go up here to the 3 lines and you pull up this side menu, okay, you got a lot of stuff under here. So when you go under your my account, if you do the drop down menu, you can go in here. This is where you do your direct mail signatures. Okay. If you wanted to send a postcard and you did not set up your direct mail signatures, then the system's going to tell you cannot send or cannot perform this action. And the only reason it won't perform it is because you didn't set up your direct mail signature card. So if you're going to use the postcards within the DealDriven app, make sure that number one, you go here first and you set up your signature card. It's pretty simple. Go here. It's probably going to have some of the pre-filled out information right here, but then you want to go to the edit pencil. And when you click on that, it's going to do a drop-down menu, and you got to make sure this stuff is filled out, especially the return address. This is old for me. I need to change it. But you need to fill it out and then, save it right here. That way, when you do a postcard, and you want to do a direct mailing of the postcards, it'll let you mail it out and it'll have your contact information on there, especially your return address. Okay. And also you can do as many signatures as you want. So if you have a team in Ohio and you have a team in Pennsylvania, you have a team in Texas, you can do different signatures for each one of those. Okay. So that's something that you have to have in place if you're going to utilize the direct mail or the postcards. All right. Anybody got any questions about that? Nope. Okay. Also, some of those extra features that we talk about is under there if you want to manage your optional features. So some of the optional features are the lead building. You can increase the number of leads that you can, pull a month. So if you want to do 10,000 leads per month, you just Lead Builder Pro, that's an extra $50 a month. If you want to do 15,000 leads a month, all right, that's $100 a month. If you want automatic Google Street View pictures of your properties, it's $20 extra a month. And all that simply is that when you create a list and you pull it in, then every time you create the list, the DealDriven app will automatically pull pictures from Google of that property to match what each one of those leads are. It's good for using for postcards because then when you send your postcards, it can take that picture and put it on the postcard. So when people get it, they're like, oh, that's my house right there. They're sending me a message. What is it about? Okay. So that's there. The virtual view, virtual property search, and virtual driving. This used to be zero cost. But as we started to see, every time somebody did a virtual driving for dollars or whatever, Google was hitting us pretty hard in the pocketbook. So we had to incorporate that and put a cost into it. So that's there. So if you ever want to do virtual driving for dollars, you can go pull up a property, and I'll show you that real quick. And you can just drive around the neighborhood and find properties that way as well. Direct mail, like I said, if you want to do a multi-step campaign, initially, if you do one, you send postcards off. It's just a one-off. But let's say you want to do a campaign where you're going to send like a series of direct mail to these addresses that you have in your list, then you have to have this enabled. And it's only $20 to enable it, not $20 per card, but $20 to enable it. And then what that does is you can go in and set up a drip campaign. Like I want this card to go out on the 1st of the month. I want this one to go out on the 15th. I want this one to go off the next month, 30 days later, 50 days later, and you can set it up as long as you want. Okay. So if that's enabled, then you can do that. If it's not, it's just a one-off. What else on here did I wanted to show you guys? There's another thing that nobody ever uses anymore. It's called My Optimal Driving Routes. Okay. And what that is that let's say you wanted to go to a neighbor or a neighborhood that you're thinking about driving for dollars at, you know about it, you looked at it and you say, I want to drive over there to see if I can find me a property just driving for dollars. Well, when you create a list, you can create a list with a driving route. So if I go back to one of my optimum driving routes, it's going to show me the best way to navigate this type of route on the map. It's going to tell me how long it may take me. Oh no. It's gonna show me the best way to navigate this route. While I'm there, I can use navigate with Google Maps, or I can navigate with Waze. Okay, so whichever navigation system you use. Once I get to the first stop, I can click on this and I can view the property detail page if I want to. I can add stuff to it. I can, put it to a list. I can do property notes. I can, let's say I actually talked to the owner, or I got an appointment, or I got it in marketing, or I can remove the note, or I can delete the property completely off of this route if I want to. But I can create a driving route with the DealDriven app. Okay. And then I can go from starting point from my house and how to get there and all that good stuff. The thing is, it does take a credit to do this. So it does take 1 credit, but it also will limit you to 25 stops. So you can't put a whole 50 stops in there. It's only 25. So just keep in mind, and it's something we don't really talk about a lot because, a lot of people don't go out and do driving for dollars, but you can. Right. So that's some of the hidden gems that are in there. Trying to think of anything else. Okay. If you have an Android, you can actually download the DealDriven app from Google Play Store, and you can get it on your phone if you have an Android. If you're an iPhone user, it's not in the App Store, but you still can get this on your phone just by simply typing in app.dealdriven.com on Safari, add it to your home screen on your phone, and it will put an app icon on your phone. And anytime you tap on it, it'll go open up the DealDriven app. If you're going to use Google Chrome, just save it as a favorites. And so that way, all you got to do is tap when you open up Google Chrome, tap on it, boom, it opens it up. Okay. All right. Let's see. Do we got any questions in the chat? Nope. So you guys got anything that you, any questions at all? How many people actually got the DealDriven app? Put a 100 in the chat if you got it. Okay. We got a few people in there. Setting mine up today. Cool. All right. Who is Premier Realty and Property? Open up your microphone, please. Talking. Oh, I can't hear you. I think your mic is not enabled, but that's fine. I think you asked a question about, did you ask about the credit card, or how do I put a credit card on how do you put a credit on your account? Okay. So how do you add a credit to your account? What you're saying, credits. Got you. All right. So, anytime you want to add credits so you can use the instant skip trace, if you go over to here, there's a couple places you can go here, go down to my account, go down here to payment method. If you have a credit card already in there or a debit card, it'll show up, and then it says buy credits. Click on buy credits, and then you choose the amount that you want. Okay. Agree to it, and then click on submit, and boom, there you go. Got it? All right. I see you shaking your head, but I can't hear you, but I know you got it. So it's all good. It's all good. All right. What's the question? Jennifer, what question do you have? You're muted, Jennifer. You're just talking. You're muted.
Is this just for the DealDriven app? I'm having a technology problem, and I emailed Kristen, and I can't get to my coursework. So
yes. This is strictly a DealDriven, and because we have a lot of different people. But yeah, if you email them, they should get back with you, hopefully soon. Okay,
Okay.
no problem. Let's see.
Oh, and yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
if this works like PropStream, correct? So if I have PropStream, I can get rid of it. Yes?
I mean, you can if you want to. I would say this is what I say to everybody. As a real estate investor, you always want to have multiple tools. Okay. What I do when I pull comparables, when I'm doing comps or whatever, I have a couple of different programs and I always check all of them. So it doesn't matter if I just check one property, one address, I'm checking that address on different platforms. And the reason we do that and the reason I do it is because I want to see what the information is out there and I get an average of what everything is, right? But it's up to you whether you want to do that or not. I can't tell you yes and I can't tell you no. Make sense?
Okay, because it's like a little bit pricey. And if I could use this for the same thing as of, at least for right now.
Yeah, you can.
When I start making deals, yeah, whatever, and I need more things. But if I'm going to like present a deal to the company, would they use this as to pull the comps and all of that stuff, or what is used? This?
Well, as I want to say, this is the deal-driven calls, not the partner call. But I can just tell you that once you request a contract from us, it automatically triggers the deals coach to talk to you. And at that point, we can go through whatever it is, whatever the property address is. And like I said, we all use everything,
Okay.
This one and everything. We just go through, we want to get the average number. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yep. You're welcome. Let's see here. You live in Qatar? Wow.
Well, I'm a physical education teacher in the Middle East, and I've been doing like real estate auctions, and I got involved in doing some things. My husband we come back like once a year to do stuff, and I found out about this, so I am interested in, but I'm completely virtual, so I'm a little bit nervous.
Well, I saw that you do things in Florida.
Well, right? I chose Florida and Oklahoma because my daughter is a real estate agent in Oklahoma and my brother lives in Florida. So I can use them to do some stuff for me, and then I pay them or whatever. But I usually get leads from like all over the country. So I kind of have another little partner I work with, and we just like hustle together and just JV everything. So like,
nice.
I don't know. We do our best. I have one contract, my first ever contract closing on Friday. So I'm next Friday. So I'm excited.
Exactly. Great. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Hey, Jennifer, I see that you posted inside the Facebook group. This is Avis. I see that you
yes.
Facebook group, and like I'm saying, don't like be nervous or be afraid because you're virtual. This is a big community. We're all going to help each other. Sure, you can find anybody and wherever you're at that's buying a house that can drive over and take pictures for you, maybe walk through. It helps them as well learn how to look at properties and take pictures, and just shoot them something like maybe a little gift card, a Starbucks.
Who are those people that I would contact? Are they part of this group?
Yeah, it's part of our group. Just put in the Facebook group. Does anybody live in this area? Can you go ride past the house for me? I'm not saying that everybody would. I'm saying, but it's a good option.
Okay. All right. In the Facebook group, the secret Facebook group, not the big one or the big one.
The secret.
It don't matter.
The one-on-one page. Yeah, it don't matter. Yeah.
Okay, the secret one or the other one? Yeah. The other one's on mute right now, so I don't know what's going on over there, y'all, but okay.
Secret one, yeah. Somebody put in there, how do I become a partner? Just go to www.partnerdriven.com and you can click on from there, okay?
Or do www.reiconnected.com.
This ain't that. This ain't that. You trying to take all my shine anyway. Just kidding. Hey, I need to get you a microphone because you sound like you in a tunnel.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, do you have a microphone?
I do. I'm talking on it. You can't hear me?
Like an external microphone, not the laptop.
No, it's external.
I guess it's cause where you're at. You got a lot of echo. You're not.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You good? It's all
I'm
good.
gonna get a better microphone. Promise.
Okay. All right, AB. All right. What else can we talk about on this call? Who has some questions? I mean, I don't just want to get on here and start talking and talking. I got to have some interaction with you guys. So does somebody have a property we want to look at? Let's look at the
I
property.
do. I
Throw it
have
in the
two.
chat. Throw it in the chat. Throw the address in the chat for me.
It's a 2-for-1. So let me get it on. It's pretty rough though. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, well, let's see what it is. And we'll find out what the backstory. What kind of list did you call from? Was it a vacant property list, pre-4? What was it?
It's the girl I JV with. She's like, who do you know in Missouri? Yalla, let's go. So we yalla means let's go in Arabic. So I say that a lot. So excuse me.
Yellow Roo? Oh.
No.
Just Rob.
Just yalla. I'll put it in.
Yella. I've been to Jordan, Egypt, Masra. I've been over there.
Oh, you have to come to Qatar. It's so beautiful.
That's what I heard.
It's like the richest, so rich. You've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, your mall has gold nuggets in the floor over there.
Oh, they do.
I know. Yeah.
You've never. Nobody even understands. Like why I would not want to leave here and move back to the United States of America.
We ain't got to say no more. For those of us who've been in different countries and experienced different things, we know there's a difference.
Yeah.
But, all right. You got 2 in here. Oh, you put 1 into Ava's?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me do this first one. All right, guys. We got 2523 Prospect Avenue. So when you're on the homepage, instead of going to the lookup property and all that, if you just go here where it says enter any US address, click on it, it's going to pull it up. Okay. It's going to pull it up with the property card. It's going to give you some information. The valuation is 881. They said it has 100% equity, so that tells me this thing is fully paid off. The last sale was in 2008 for $60,000, and then it's owned by 2 women and a baby LLC. So, an individual or 2 women or somebody is a corporately owned property. No problem. These taglines right here: vacant property, company owned, and non-owner occupied. Meaning it's probably a rental property. Okay.
It's actually vacant and it needs a lot of work, but it also comes with the other property, 2525 Prospect. It's right next door.
All right. So what I'm going to do is anytime I'm looking at something like this, first thing you want to do is you can add it to a list because you want to jump into the property details. So I'm going to click on it, add to a list. You can create a new list if you got several properties, or you can add it to an existing list. I'm just going to add it to all properties. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to add it to the all properties list. Once it does that, you'll see it'll change the details. So now I can go to the details page. If I'm out there driving for dollars, I could actually click on the add photo. I take a picture of it with my phone, or I can do Google. Because if I click on add photo, it's going to come up here. Where did that photo thing go? Property photos. And then you can add it either Google Street View photos, or you can add your own. So if you take a picture, you can add your own. It'll go to your gallery and pull that picture. Just FYI. Okay. I'm gonna go back to property details. Now, One of the things I did tell you guys about, if you wanted to have the virtual view, let's say you didn't have this information, you didn't have boots on the ground, but somebody sent this to you. You could actually, if you have the virtual view enabled, if you click on the eyeball, it's going to open up Google Street Views. That's all. And you can actually, move around and take a look at the neighborhood, just like you do on Google, right? You can close that. Right. So this house right now, it's owned by two women, Baby LLC. Number of bedrooms and bathrooms. Do we know what that is? So it says it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. What I typically do is I look in several places to see if that in fact is true. So I may open up, Zillow. You can do Zillow, Redfin. If you got other softwares, you can open those up. But I'm going to click on that. I'm going to take a look and see what Zillow says. And it says there's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath house. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the DealDriven app. 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It says that it is 1,300 square foot. Cool. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at the valuation number. So right now, it's telling me that a 2-bedroom, 1 bath house in that area, the estimated valuation of that house is $81,000. The maximum valuation would be $85,000 what it could sell for. And 77 is the minimum. This does not take into account the current condition of the house. Always remember that, not the current condition. This is only telling you market data that says a house, that's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath house, this square footage, the least it will sell for in a fixed up position, or looking, what a one will sell for was 77, and the most one sold for was 85. That's all. It's not telling you what it looks like on the inside, what it looks like on the outside. It's just giving you market conditions. That's the data. Okay. The last sold gave you the same information. Over here, it's going to tell you who sold it and who bought it. Okay. And you can actually go down here, and sometimes it give you some more information about the owner detail and all that stuff. And sometimes it gives you mortgage information if there's any, or some kind of recorded data.
Barry, what kind of deed is on the property?
Deed on this one is
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
But I'm only asking that because it came from a trust, and then the deed they give you is not, it's not the type of typical deed that you want to see. That's why I was just wondering if was that something different?
DTGD. I don't know. I've never heard of that one, but I can find out what
I could Google it.
Yeah, you can look it up on the DealDriven app, but I'll show you where that's at.
Oh,
That's a deed of trust grant deed.
Huh?
Deed of trust grant deed. I think that's what that means.
I think you're right.
yeah, because all I see is came from a trust company. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a deed of trust.
right.
And it's in where? Where's this at? This is in Kansas.
In Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, so they may call it a deed of trust or a grant deed or whatever. So there we go. So I'll give you some information. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to pull comparables just to get an idea of what's going on there. So what it does is it actually pulls up a comparable based off of 2-bedroom, 1 bath house and the square footage. So with the DealDriven app, when you pull this thing up, by default, it's going to do, number one, it's going to do a search radius of 2 miles. Well, we don't want a 2 mile radius because we should know as real estate investors that you want to stay a half mile, or you want to stay as close to the subject property as you can. So if you can stay in the same neighborhood, great. You got to go outside the neighborhood. Try not to go no more than a half mile. If you're in a rural area where there's not a lot of comps, or you're not getting a lot of comps in the neighborhood around it, you can go out up to a mile. And how you do that with the DealDriven app is just basically there's those 4 little dots right there. You just grab one and just pull the circle in. Okay. And it focuses back in on here, which I get to talk to Ben about this map. The next thing you want to do is you want to try to stay within the last 90 days to 6 months of sales. So you can just pull the little lever right here. So if I leave it at 6 months, that property right there changed. If I do the last 3 months, which is the last 90 days, we got some more sales. So there we go. Now we got 2 properties that are 2-bedroom, 1-bath houses that recently sold. This is all public record. So it's not MLS data, it's public records. And you can see they bought this one for $2,000 and they bought this one for $2,000. So
Not looking good. Not looking good.
So that's telling you what?
This is the hood. No.
Yeah. This tells you it's a raggedy, yeah. But you could also just click on the box and choose one of them, and it'll give you the average right here. But the average sale price right now for that is, $2K. Now, you can take this and you can go here and look at, Zillow, and it's telling you this house, the estimate is 134. But what I would do is I'll go down to see what has sold. Sometimes it gives it to you. I might have to go and see the sold properties.
I have a question about the states that are non-disclosure states.
Mhm.
How does the app go around that, or how do you do that?
There's a reason why they call it non-disclosure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not disclosed to
didn't
the
know.
public. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
why you always want to have resources in those places. If you have a realtor that you can talk to, it's great.
Okay. right.
Sometimes they give you, like on the other one you're talking about, they'll give you an estimated sale price.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're guessing, so you can still use it. So always remember, these tools are there just to give you a number to get into the door. This is not going to be the ARV is 300,000. That's what my app says. No, it's just giving you an ideal, and that's what you use to negotiate off of. Now, if you get somebody under contract, that's why you got your due diligence time. And during that due diligence, that's when you start to break it down. You have an inspection. If you do have somebody who can give you some numbers or comps, use a realtor to do that for you. If you're really good at it, pulling it, with other stuff, use those numbers. But it's just to get you in the door. So like right here, it's not giving me any sales data because Missouri may be a non-disclosed, right? It's not getting anything on here. So what I will typically do with something like that, I would look for some other places that I'm not going to show you guys. Okay. But just based off of this, and then based off of what it could potentially sell for, what Zillow was saying, right? I would probably say, all right, I'm going to need to take a look at this house, make sure if it's a tear down, I would be shooting the same thing. I saw this, hey, look, this house needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. I'll give you 2,000 for it. I'll give you 5,000, but I would be wholesaling it. I would find myself a fix and flipper who's fix and flipping in that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Which there could be, because there's a lot of houses being sold for 2,000, right? So
Yeah, it
it's a
could be.
possibility.
Yep. Or
And
even,
she's asking for a lot, so I'm pretty sure we're not going to get it. But she's asking a lot for both of the houses. So
okay.
I don't know. Would you put it under contract and see? Maybe some buyers want it and we'll just
I
offer
don't
it
know.
what they want. Do you know?
No,
what
what I would actually do is if I'm working that neighborhood, first and foremost, I would be trying to find my buyers before I even start looking for anything.
Okay.
Right. And get their buy box because I don't want to waste my time looking at properties that I know nobody wants to buy. So
Right.
if they say, look, I'm looking for the 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, 1,500 square foot to 2,000 square foot in a B neighborhood, then this is what I'm willing to pay for it. That's what you look for, those neighborhoods.
Yeah.
If they're,
Sorry.
if you're in this neighborhood right here and your person is there, if they're the boots on the ground, I would highly suggest that they pull up, the sold properties in there and who bought them to see if it's even really an activity going on over there. It could be some activity going on, and maybe you're right. People are buying them up because something's coming. Somebody's starting to build up the neighborhood, whatever. So you got to do market research, guys. I mean, it's great to get this information, but you can apply this information in the wrong neighborhoods or the wrong towns. If you don't know what's going on in your neck of the woods or in other markets, then you're just kind of taking a shot at the dark and hoping something will happen. So with this one, if she wants a whole bunch of money, I would just give her, yeah, I can't, I'm not the cash buyer for you. This is not going to work for me. Okay. And move on with that one. And you said the same one was in the same neighborhood?
Yes, the one exactly next door to it. It's the greenish house.
Okay. You got something you want to say, Abe?
No.
You sure?
I was just going to say the Missouri is a non-disclosure state.
Yeah. Let's see what this thing say next door. Are both of them, both of them look the same? Like they need
one
some,
is completely, one is like small, it's like 1,000 square feet, but it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. But if you look around the neighborhood, you can see that all the houses are being bought for like 2,000, 9,000, 13, 18, 15. So maybe I'll just go and find those buyers and call it a day. Maybe we can, but I'm pretty sure we won't be the ones that sell her house.
right. Yeah. And one thing you can do, we don't talk about this a lot, but what you could do, and I'm getting in the weeds a little bit, but option contract. Hey, listen, I'm not the cash buyer for you on this one. And it's not really something that's within my buy box, but I do have investors in my network that may purchase this. So what if me and you come up with an agreement? Let's say you want $20,000 for this house. So let's do an option agreement. Basically, I'm going to get this under a contract for $20,000. I have the option to buy it at, in 10 days or 20 days or whatever you got. And what you're doing is you're actually helping them find a buyer, but you're also doing another thing. You're actually saying, okay, I put it out to my list and the most I got was like $1,500 for this house. You're also negotiating with her, making her feel like, okay, the price I got is maybe it is too high. Maybe I need to bring it down. Right. And you can negotiate it. Uses a negotiation tool as well as helping her find a buyer. You trying to find a buyer for that individual. Of course, you're going to wholesale it, but that's what you're doing. Just to tie it up for a little bit to see if you can find somebody to buy it or make them realize that their price is too high and they need to come down. Okay. That's a little bit of advanced training there. I'm not going to go any further than that.
I will say though, the way that you're doing that, Barry, is a good way. So like, me, I'm a person that would tell her to do it sub 3, but the way you're doing it is even better because she's not tying them up under contract for so long and without her canceling. She's just saying, hey, I have the option to purchase this up to 30 days. And then if she doesn't find a buyer, the contract is over with. So that's really a good way to do that.
Yeah.
Avis, can I talk to you is there a way I can contact you about this? And we can go a little more in depth because I understand some of it, but I don't understand the other stuff.
Yeah, Jen, you got my number?
Yeah. Should I just call you? I'd be texting you, but you don't text me back, so I don't know.
I texted you back today.
Did
not?
you?
Yeah,
All
I
right,
did.
all right, y'all need to kick that junk somewhere else there. All right. Yeah, sound like a little personal thing. Yeah. You in Qatar, your stuff probably over in Africa somewhere getting lost in the sauce. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you, Jennifer. All right. All right. So the next one we got next one got is Avis put one in here. So let's see what we got. So I'm gonna go to the DealDriven app. I'm gonna go back to the home screen. I'm gonna put this mug right there. I thought I had it saved. Let's see if this is it. Titusville. All right. Let's see what's in Titusville. Okay. All right. So this was a house that has $660,000 worth of equity. We got 346 in loans. The last sold in 2020. Somebody got this for $20,000. Looks like, did they buy land?
Yeah.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah. They bought land. I'm trying to see what we can comp in the area. My comps are not coming out right. That's what I want you to see do on DealDriven for me, please.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, all right. So I'm gonna add this to. I'm gonna send you a drip campaign.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna start sending you text. You want to sell your house?
I want to sell your house. Yeah.
So let me see what this is saying. I have to add it to there. Now I can do also, guys. You can do quick comps on this real quick without having to go in there. If I go to more, and I'll do full comparables. All right, it's gonna pull that. So you got a 6-bed, 6-bath house.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So look, this is what I'm talking about. Let me take a screenshot of this so I can tell Ben. We pull an address and we out in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, like I mean, I am right by the ocean, but it ain't that.
No, you're not in the Hawaiian Islands. I know
Nope.
that.
Oh no, not even in the Pacific. No.
No.
One over here on the Atlantic side. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So with the DealDriven app, I'm not pulling up. Yeah, it's not pulling anything. Let me go back to.
That ain't me. Where are you at? What city, county? Where are you at? Oh wait, Sherwood. So you close. Scroll. See where it says Sherwood Lakes. Okay, stop.
Right there.
Go right on the right hand side of 95.
You're right
Go
here.
American Village. I'm somewhere. Yeah. See the green dot?
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's not pulling up anything.
And I know the house. I know this house right in front of me just sold.
So when you see something like this, guys, and I went back 27 months.
The house directly in front of me, some Canadians just bought the house in front of me. Like 5 or 6 months ago.
Yeah, let me pull this in.
So at the bottom on the tab, Barry, when it's saying last updated 9 months ago or 12 months ago, are they talking about that it's the last time they updated this information, or are they saying that it's the last time that? Yeah,
that's what it's saying. It's saying the last time that the information was updated was then off of county records. So so for me, that's a question about our data provider that I need to investigate. Because, this information we get it from a third party servicing company, and every now and then they be slipping. And so that's why it's important, guys, to whenever you see stuff like this, to just send an email to support@dealdriven.com and then just tell them, hey, listen, I'm looking at this data in, Humboldt County in California, whatever you're at. And it's telling me the last time it was updated was 9 months ago. But I do know that there's other sales going on. Can you guys take a look at this? Okay. That will help us get better data on this.
They don't scrub the list weekly or daily, I guess not. All right, I got it. I'm done. Someone has a question here. It says, is there a way to automate the list? For example, make it remove properties that are currently listed on the market.
On the market, we do not even look at on market deals on the DealDriven app. That's the thing. Like I said, guys, the DealDriven app is a property location tool. Okay, is what it really is. It can give you some information, and all that good stuff, but it's not going to give you on market properties. It's not going to give you expired listings. It's not going to give you the things that that you want to be looking at outside of when you're doing driving for dollars or pulling lists. Okay. It does have an update feature in it. So if you create a list and you actually create a list. Oh, well, I'm getting off the subject. Wait a minute. I got to see something first. Just bear with me here for a second. Oops. Take your address. That's drug phone again. All right, so let's see here. If we got any sales? Yep, we got sales. I mean, even those got some sales. They're not comparables, but they're sales. So we know we got some. Okay. Let's see here. So whenever you create a list, such as this, and you have it you got it skip traced, and it comes to your email, what'll happen is, especially with a pre-foreclosure list, okay, that's where it really works the most, is if when there's a property added to that county or it's taken away, you'll get an email and it'll tell you that, properties have been added to this list. The only thing with it is it gives you the address, but when you look at it on the list itself, it's not, you have to go find it. And that's the only other thing that I didn't really, particularly like about this. And I'm, just being transparent with you guys. This is a great app and it works great. And I want you guys to continue to use it. There are some things that could be improved on it, and we're working on it. That's why I said when I talked to the creator of this yesterday, I was super excited about it because they're going to be adding some AI to this thing. So it's going to make those questions that you may have now, it's going to make things a lot easier just when it comes to searching properties and sending out texts and sending out voicemails and stuff like that. So those things will be added to the app. It's going to be way, way better. So just, but to continue to use it to help you, navigate when you're doing these deals, talking to people, these leads. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Jennifer.
Yes. When it says pre-foreclosure on the app, does that mean it's in pre-foreclosure at this current moment, or it's been in the past? Because on another app that we won't talk about, I look, and then when it says pre-foreclosure details, it's always like June 6, 2021. Or is that the date that it went into pre-foreclosure, but then they fixed it? So then now it's not in pre-foreclosure. So would they still want to sell, or would they not want to sell? Like, I don't know.
All right. So whenever you pull a list, okay, when you go down to the pre-foreclosure or even at the list itself, it's going to tell you what type of document it is. Is it a notice of sales, a notice of default, is it less pendings? It's going to tell you that right there. It's going to tell you the date it was recorded. and then it's going to tell you what the auction date is. Now, the information comes from the county records, and a lot of times they don't update stuff. But even so, auctions get canceled. They don't go to sale. They're still in, the bank didn't buy them back. Sometimes they're zombie properties. So it may still be in pre-foreclosure. So if you go on this list, if I created a list for DealDriven, from DealDriven, I create a pre-4 list, and let's say I do Kansas.
Okay.
And I do Kansas City, Missouri. And I actually just pull a list. I'm not going to do a 20 mile run. Let's say I pull a list of maybe 5 miles. Just run in Kansas City. I go to select my search type, and I click on pre-foreclosure. It tells me there's 49 properties that have indication that they're in pre-foreclosure. Okay. So then I go look at the list just to see. And you'll see there's an auction for November the 30th, which was 2022. That was last year, right?
So what does that mean? I guess I don't know how to. It
means that at one point in time, they were in pre-foreclosure, or there's an action. They may went to forbearance. They may have gone to loan mod, but it was not updated in the county records. But I would not discount this, because if they were in trouble before, what's to say that they're still not having some kind of financial difficulty, right? Mm-hmm. Or it didn't go to auction, it didn't get sold, and it wasn't changed in the records. So you still want to call, you still want to reach, because when you're doing pre-foreclosure, your job or your goal is to see if you can help them. The last thing you want to do is take their property or buy their property. Like Avis talked about last night when we were on our call, there's 8 options that you can, talk to them about before you get to, well, my last resort is to help you, is to, purchase your house. So you can call somebody, you can create a list like this and use the data that you have in front of you, and you put them on a call campaign, or you're calling them and you're finding out, hey, I was just calling because, when I was checking, my list, it says that your house is in pre-foreclosure. Are you aware of that? Or is that still the case? And, they may tell you, well, my house has never been in pre-foreclosure. Okay. Well, I just wanted you to be aware that it's out there, and you've probably been getting a lot of calls. Have you? Oh, yeah. Well, that's probably why. And so, or just letting you know that it's out there. And so you may want to reach out to your county, and find out, what's going on, or reach out to your bank and mortgage company and see what's going on. That's one way. The other way is, hey, well, I got that taken care of. Great. What did you do? Because I'm always out trying to help somebody, navigate this situation. So can you let me know what happened, and, how did it work for you? And you start getting them to talk. And then you may just slip in and say, well, hey, since you're, done with it, would you be interested in selling your house? Or do you know somebody who wants to sell their house? There's different things you can do with this list. Don't, a lot of people think, well, this list is old and it doesn't work. I'm going to tell you right now, the money is in the follow-up. Okay. It's not in the initial call. Yes, you can get a deal when you call somebody initially. Yeah, it could happen. Most of the time, you got to follow up with them. And the biggest thing that most people make the mistakes is when they pull a list and they make the call 1 time or 2 times, and they don't get an answer, or they don't get the answer they want to hear, blah, blah, blah. Then they let it go. While the people who are winning, they're calling those same people, but they're calling them 4, 5, 6 times. Wait a week, wait a month, call them back again. And they put them in a campaign, and they call them until you actually reach somebody, and they just said, stop calling me. I'm not selling my house. Or, you know what? I think I want to sell my house. What can you offer me? Or give me an offer, or yeah, I might be interested in hearing something. So this list right here, even though it says it's a pre-4 and see, even though it says the auction is done, it's still a lead. Any house that you see in front of you is a lead. Nothing is a deal until you get a signed contract. And then even when you get a signed contract, that doesn't mean it's going to close. But a lead is anything you see in front of your face, regardless what everybody's telling you, what they say. A lead is a lead is a lead until you actually find out what's going on. Do you or do you not want to sell? Okay. That was a lot. Y'all got me over here trying to coach. That ain't what I'm here for. Okay. Let me ask one more of these questions. It says, is there a way to, okay, you already did that. Yeah, just when you create a list and you skip trace it and you get that list, you export that list, it's going to, anytime there's a change or an addition, it's going to email you on pre-foreclosures. Most of the time, that's where it's at. If for sold properties and stuff like that, I have never seen it do that. But on pre-foreclosures, yes. Do you use the Zestimate per square foot info for evaluating? I personally, I don't, but I know people who do, which is fine. There's two ways you can comp a property, or two methods you can look at it. Based off of the square footage, like property, year built, bedrooms, bathrooms, yada, yada, or you can do price per square foot. Either way, it's up to you.
I got a question, Barry.
I got one. Maybe I've had an answer. I don't know. What is?
Okay, so I'm going to just use the same property that you were talking to Jennifer about, that first one on your list. So if you click that property, will it give me a detail? Like how beforehand that detail card, if we click that, will a detail card come up?
Where on the property itself or in the list?
Yes. Like on the scroll down to the 1311, that first property, the
This
1311.
one right here?
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you click that, will it give me that card? The card it had before?
Uh,
At the bottom that tells you when it was last updated. That's what I'm asking.
yeah. So when you do the drop down menu, right, all it's going to do is give you what's already there. Okay.
So remember when we put in the other addresses, and like my address we put in, and it said that last updated 8 months ago. The reason why I'm asking, because I'm just trying to see if if we got a card like that, would it tell us the last time it was updated, so we can know if we need to contact the clerk of the county court's office, if the information is super old. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, this is the one, right? 13.
Oh, I
Well,
see
it's
it.
not there.
Okay, I didn't see it. Last updated 20 days ago. Okay.
Yeah. This one
Well,
right here is 21 days ago.
that can't be right though, because if they still have it listed as the
No,
date was option was,
it means the county hasn't changed their status, right?
but it either has been sold or they've gotten it back. So I'm saying if they updated it 21 days ago, wouldn't that update be more accurate then?
It should be. Yes, that should be. But where are we getting our data from? If it's coming from a county such as that's
Maybe
not disclosing the information,
I got you.
then it's gonna keep pushing out. They're not gonna be trying to go through this, scrub this list and say, okay, it was updated 21 days ago.
All right.
If it's
I was just
changed.
asking. Our county scrubs our list every day. Our clerk of the county court scrubs it every single day. So when I looked at our list and here it was, if it wasn't accurate, I would just go to the county list and look it up.
Yeah.
After I pull my hot list. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I don't, one of the things that I don't really do if I'm pulling a list out of here, all I'm looking is pre-foreclosure status, and I'm contacting people. Whether or not they're in pre-foreclosure, I'm hoping that, not hoping, but I'm like, okay, this list is a pre-foreclosure. The list that I pulled the other day, and I had my VA call, we got 4 leads out of it. Out of those 4 leads, only one was in a situation that they were in pre-foreclosure and there was a less pending. So they had a long time. The other ones were just regular property owners. So at the end of the day, for me, what we're trying to do is just get leads in and seeing if they're going to turn. But if you're being lead specific, then you definitely want to make sure that you get the most accurate data as you can. So if this is not what's giving you the information that you want, just like you said, Avis, go to your county record, find something that has, more accurate data than what we're pulling, because I want you guys to be successful. But if you're just trying to get leads in and make phone calls or text campaigns or voicemail drops, then pull these lists. Let the lead gen stuff work and see if you can pull a deal out of it.
And I would not recommend that you go to the clerk of the county court on your huge list, like 10,000 people. I'm only recommending that you do that on your hot list, a list that you got 30 people or less.
Yeah, that's the hot list, right?
Yes.
Which, if you pull a pre-foreclosure list like she was saying, okay, let's say I went back over here and I increased my radius, and then we're gonna jump off this call because it's way over. But let's say I increase my radius to 20 miles. And I got a list of 378. But I'm not going to call all 378. I want to give me a hot list. So what I would do is I go to additional filters and I would go to auction date. And any house on here or property on here, I want to know if it's going to auction after today's date. So I'll click on that. I got 14. They got auction dates coming up. I will be calling these 14 people. Now, this one right here, today is the date. So it's no, it's already passed. I don't know if it got sold. I don't know what's going on. And even though it does say it got last updated 15 days ago, I don't know what's going on with that one. But these other ones I would be trying to call. I would even call that one too. But that's a hot list. Just breaking it down on pre-foreclosures.
One more question. So is it cool to look at auctions? Because can we move as that quick enough to get them done? I would rather do with auctions because that moves faster to me.
Yeah.
Like, how fast can a deal happen?
So
Say if you're bringing it to the company, or if you are, I know wholesaling it the process, but how fast can it move?
Jennifer, if you get a property that's on this list, and Barry can correct me if I'm wrong, but the way that I do it is if you get a property on this list, all your job is you're gonna just get with the bank and just stall the sale. They're gonna give you 30-day extension. So I don't care if the sale is tomorrow. If I get on the phone with the bank and I have a PSA that I'm gonna fax over to them or email over to them, and I'm gonna ask them that, hey, I need time to do my due diligence on this property. Can you give me 45 days? They're gonna say no and give you 30. Some banks will give you 45. And then during that time frame, you can get the deal done. But Barry can correct me, if they do it, if he thinks it should be done a different way.
Nope, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
And could I call you guys for the help if I do find it, or do I need to call the bank and figure it out and then bring it to you?
Well,
no. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Barry. Go.
No, go ahead.
Sorry.
So no, what I'm trying to explain to you is that if you got a deal and you're talking to the person, of course you want to make sure that you're getting at the lowest rate, and they're desperate at this point. So we could talk about that at another coaching call about how you're going to get that done. But ultimately, what you need is a contract. You need to sign PSA. And once you get that signed PSA with the seller right there, you have the seller to call the bank with you on the phone in your presence or on three-way. If you're not, it's just virtual on three-way. You don't need to talk to me. You just need to get the bank you need to get them on three-way. They're going to tell the bank that you have their permission to talk on their behalf. And then you're just going to take over the conversation. You're going to ask the seller to shut the F up, before you get on the call. And then you're just going to You're gonna talk to the bank and let them know, let's say, hey, look, got a signed contract. I buy houses in the area. I have a signed contract, this property that I want to take the property down. However, as well, as well as I do, I'm gonna need a little bit of time to do my due diligence. Can you give me 45 days to, just kind of get my, inspection and, just fluff it up. You just want to make sure that they give you some time to do your due diligence. And they're going to say, well, yeah, before you do that, you're going to say, and I have a signed PSA that I can fax over to you or email over to you. That's all they need to stop the sale.
Okay. All right. Because I was wondering about that. All right, cool.
And then
Because I
once
found some in Broward County and this one was a mansion. And I'm like, and they only, yeah. All right. Anyways, sorry.
and once you get that, and once they give you that, yes, we're going to stop it. You want to get that in an email, written back, right? And then
Okay.
from that point in time, you want to just go ahead and then you call and talk to your coach. You call Barry or call whomever you need to call me, and then we'll talk to you about how to do that.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All that. Exactly right. I mean, we've had it where one of our partners was able to stop the auction, or excuse me, get the auction rescinded because they got the paperwork in and reached out in time, but the auction had already happened. And so they had to rescind everything and bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
So, does it happen all the time? Nope. But it can. And so one thing that I heard you say, Jennifer, that brought to my attention, I wanted to tell you guys something. So you said there was a mansion. When you guys are looking at properties, I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't have a buyer that's going to buy $1 million plus house, depending on where you live at, okay? If you don't have a buyer that's going to buy something like that, stick to the properties that are in, the middle class, the mid-range houses, the medium price houses in your area. Because it's hard to sell a higher valued home in certain areas. Like in Cali, yeah, if you're in San Francisco, you're in the Bay, yeah, a house is $1 million. It may be 800 square foot, but it's going to be $1 million. That's the price point for there. But to try to sell a $1 million mansion in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, you got to have a specific buyer for that. That's not the normal house in there. So don't just look at, man, I can make $100 million off of this. You're going to be really mad at yourself, wasting a lot of time.
And you're cutting into your profits because the longer the house sits, the more holding costs you have. So all those costs, remember, when you're partnering with us, it's going to be after fees, we split the profit. So you don't want to have all those expenses unnecessarily. So the higher the price point, the longer the house normally sits on the market.
Yep. And we're not going to get into the cost of money and all that stuff today. But for those people who have not tried the DealDriven app again, there is a 7-day free trial that you could actually use the DealDriven app for free. And then after 7 days, dang, did I just put that in there? I did. I guess I did. I did it twice. You click the link and you can join. After 7 days, it's $49 a month. I hope you guys did get something out of this call. Like I said, thank you, Miss Fuller. Thank you, Miss Temecula. All I'm gonna do is go like this. I don't know, you know what this means, but it's West Side. I don't know. I know you don't know what it means. But it means West Side. It means California. Okay, all day long.
I know what that means.
Oh, yes. Somebody threw their hand up real quick. They was trying to get one in on us. It's all right. All right. Well, you guys have a great rest of the day. I'll see you here next week. And let's do it.